My pranam to all of you, and on this beautiful evening, I wish all of you the blessings of Sri Ganpati Bhagwan. Over the past 3 sessions, we have spent some time discussing some of the forms of Sri Ganesha, and more so, how we can be part of these forms. Calling a name or saying a name, right, has a certain impact in your life, right? Just like you eat something, the Hindu system of eating is that we eat the sweets last. I want to tell you today, creation is based on Hinduism. Even eating, we eat our food first, and then dal, rice, katahar, pumpkin, squash, baigan, aloo, all eat first, and then afterwards you eat your kheer, right? Kheer. West they call it rice pudding, sweet rice. Kheer. Kheer is the food of the devas. Kheer you can offer, by the way, to any of the deities. So just like why do you eat kheer the last? Because you want to allow the last thing that goes in your mouth to remain something sweet. Right? Let the last taste that go in your mouth be a sweet taste, so that taste will remain there. Your mouth will react because of that taste. We react based on what we eat, right, or what we drink as well. So back then you used to have, when we were little, when you're going back to school. When you're going back to school, you had to do a cleansing. So in September, for example, you're 2 months off. Well, when you're going back to school in September, you've been off for 2 months. So what would they do? They'd give you salts and cleansing, Cenapods and salts, and I don't know if you remember those times to cleanse. And when you drink it, you react to it. The taste of it, when it goes into your mouth, you react to it. Similarly, when you drink Buckley's, you react to it, right? So whatever goes in the mouth, you react to it. Oh, and when you eat kheer as well, you react to it. Or ice cream, or chocolate, or whatever you eat, you react to it in a very nice way. Whatever goes in, there's a reaction to it. And whatever comes out as well, there is a reacting to it. When people say good words, you see how nice they react when they say it. And when they say bad words, you got to see how they react as well. Now, obviously, I've been around all sorts of people to know when not so nice things are said, right? When not so nice things are said, how they say it, like this anger just comes out, and this form and this reaction come out, because the form is bad and the word is bad. When the word is bad, it will trigger a bad form as well. Trigger a bad form. Similarly, when we sing his name, Om Gam Ganapate Namah, Om Gam Ganapate Namah, Om Namah Shivaya, Har Har Mahadev Jagadamba. What happens? When we say the sweet words, the good words, we will react in a very positive way. That is why I'm taking the time to teach you the 32 names of Sri Ganesha. So that when you chant his name, when you call his name, not anybody's name, when you call people's name, it will have a react in you as well. You'll see people have a little reaction. They fail to look at you. It's a science. Don't even try that stuff. People figure it out like this. But when you call Ganpati Bhagwan name, Om Gam Ganapate Namaha, Om Sumukai, whatever name you call him, you're going to react in that manner. Last night we stopped or the last session we stopped at Varaganapate Namah. The last form of Ganapati, Om Varaganapate Namah, means the Lord who gives boons to you. The Lord who gives boons to you. Now today I'm going to finish off the discussion, which means I'm going to go a little bit faster. So you hope you're making your notes. Now you can always say, Pranji, why you're telling this? I can just Google 32 names of Ganesha and I can learn about it. Of course you can. You can Google medicine and learn about it. You can Google, but friends, what comes with these teachings is very different. Right? In that case, you can Google everything. We don't need to go to school, right, to get the teacher to teach you anything. So, the next form of Ganapati is called Trayakshar Ganapate Namaha. Yesterday we learned about Ekakshar Ganapati, which means one syllable that describes or defines Ganapati. And what is that one syllable? Gam. Gam. That's yesterday. Today, I'm going to tell you Trayakshar Ganapati, the three songs, the three letters that describes Ganapati as well. And they are A, U, Ma. A, U, Ma. What is called? Om. What is so special about Om? You know, Om is a prayer, Om is a mantra, Om is a symbol, Om is a form, Om is God, Om is home, Om is everything. What is so special about Om? It is the sound when you open your mouth big and you close your mouth small. That sound comes at Om. Ah, and as you go Aum, you close your mouth. Om. Aum. Aum. Auma. It is a sound that defines the world. It is a sound of three syllables. Auma. And the Lord is called Trayakshar Ganapati because He's the Lord of the three letters. He's the Lord of Om as well. Om doesn't belong to any particular sect, particular cult. Om doesn't belong to a person. Om does not belong to a temple. Om does not belong to an organization. Om is universal. Om is universal. The one mantra that really connects to God is Bhagwan Shri Ganapati, Om. He's called Trayakshar Ganapate Namaha. So you can do this mantra, Om Trayakshar Ganapate Namaha. He has four arms. His hands hold a single tusk, the elephant, goat, the nose, the mango. He holds the cake, the modak, his trunk. Those things are similar about Ganapati. Next one is called Kshipra Prasad Ganapati. Kshipra Prasad Ganapate Namah. Om Kshipra Prasad Ganapate Namah. Ganapati as the quick rewarder. Ganapati who rewards very quick. When the tapasya is done to Bhagwan Ganesha in this form, he quickly rewards. He quickly rewards those who are close to him. Kshipra Ganapati. In this form, he has 6 hands and he's red in color. And he holds some of the similar things we talked about earlier. The next one is called Haridra Ganapati Namah. Haridra Ganapati Namah. Haridra Ganapati means the one who is made with haldi. He's yellow in color in this form. And of course, he has 4 arms in this form. Haridra Ganapati Namah. When you were probably back home, you'd see back home then, we did not have any murtis when we were growing up. Not a lot of murtis we had. So what we would do when we make Gauri Ganesh Puja, we take little haldi. Haldi and turmeric, right? And you make a little Ganesha like this. And you make a little Gauri as well. And you put it in front, and that's how you do Ganesh Gauri Puja. That is called Haridra Ganapati Namaha. Haridra Ganapati Namaha. He has 4 arms as well, and his color is yellow. The Haridra Ganapati or the Haldi Ganesha as well, my friends, is one that is worshipped in certain ceremonies as well, like when you're doing Murti Sthapana, for example, and so you do Haridra Ganapati Namah because you're praying to that Ganapati that lasts for a certain time, like the Earth Ganapati, the Parthiv Ganapati, that is only worshipped for 10 days. After that, it's immersed into the water because it cannot hold the amount of energy you're going to put into it. Similarly, Haridra Ganapati or the Haldi Ganapati, if at all you want to go somewhere and you want to do a puja like on the beach, for example, or you want to, are you in the Ganga, you want to do a puja to Ganapati, you can take the Haldi and you can make Ganesha and do puja on the Ganesha. In that form of Ganesha, he provides cleansing as well to mind and body. The next Ganapati Ekadanta Ganapati, the single-tusked Ganesha. The single-tusked Ganesha. Ganapati, of course, he has one tusk. The other one is broken. And I was telling the story of the temple where Vyas Maharaj, who wrote the Vedas, Vyasji who wrote the Vedas, Vyasji went, and Vyasji was bored, of course. So Vyasji said that, I want to write the Mahabharata. Naraji came and advised him, write the Mahabharata. But Vyasji says, I'm going to write it, I'm going to narrate it, but I need somebody to write it. Vyasji then goes to Kailash to meet this boy called Ganesha that was recommended to him. Ganesha possessed all the skills, Ganapati. He possessed all the skills to actually complete any task. And so he does not go look for a job. The employer comes and look for him. The employer comes and look for him. You see, when you possess the right skills, you won't have to run after anybody for no work. They will run after you for your skills, and they will reward you handsomely if you have the skills to pay the bills. You know what I mean? Good. So, what happens? Vyasji goes to Kailash. Kailash ke nivasi namo bar barahu ayo sharanti hari prabhu tar tar tu. Goes to Kailash and he meets Shivji. Shivji, I've come to search for your son. Shivji says, what son? Why you want him? Vyasji says, well, I have this piece of work to do, and I want to give him a contract. He needs to write. He needs to write exactly what I'm saying, and he needs to write as fast as I'm saying it. Shivji says, well, you got the right guy for the job. He's my son Ganapati. And so what happened? Ganapati came. The terms of the contract was that you can't stop writing. That's the agreement. He signed the agreement. They went. Vyasji starts to narrate the Mahabharata, and Ganapati is writing Duryodhan, Draupadi, all of them he's writing about the Pandavas, Kauravas. Why is Ganapati Bhagwan capable of writing so fast? Because he already knew. He is Ganapati. He already knew what Vyasji was going to say. Right? And he possessed that skill. So as he was midway writing it, what happened? His pen broke. Pen ran out of ink, pen broke. And there was no time to think. You have to be creative. When you're an employee, you have to be creative in how you dispense your work. What is Ganapati going to do? Ask Vyasji for a pen? When your pen runs out of ink, what do? You go and ask your employer for a pen? I don't have pen, I need a pen. You go and get one. And if there's none in the office, you find one. Right? But if you got to go complain about a pen, complain about a paper clip, complain about paper, just get your own. Right? Just get your own. Sometimes we have to take initiatives. When an employer brings you on board, yes, they have to provide tools and they have to provide safety and all these kind of things. But most of the times, we can actually figure stuff out. Right? If an employer is going to pay you to tell you everything what to do, when to do it, might as well do it themselves. Ganapati Bhagwan, his pen broke, so what he did, he could think on his feet. He thought very quickly, hey, he broke his tusk. He broke his tusk and dug it in the ink and he continued writing. That is why Ganapati is called Ekadanta. Ekadanta Dayavanta Chara Bhujadhari. The one with one tusk. One with one tusk, that meaning of that form of Ganesha tells you how to always make quick choices. When we worship Ganesha as Ekadanta, you can call him Om Ekadantaye Namaha, Om Ekadantaye Namaha, Om Ekadantaye Namaha, Om Ekadantaye Namaha. When you worship him like this, what happens? You are blessed with thinking power, to think on your feet, to discard of the evil, and to always embrace the right things. To make choices quickly and to make them wisely. This is his Ekadanta form. Next form is called Srishti Ganapati. Srishti means Ganapati the creator. Ganapati does not only, of course, give knowledge and all that. He's called Srishti Ganapati, which means he's creative. There's a red color. Most of the color of Ganapati is actually red, right? Red color, 4 arms, same things he holds, most of the things we talk about. But the Lord of Ganapati, the creative power. So creativity is an amazing skill to possess. Creativity in the field of art, in the field of design, in the field of economics, in the field of leadership, one has to be creative. As a leader, all of you are leaders, by the way. You're a leader of your home, you're a leader of your family, you're a leader of so many things. You are responsible for creativity. You have to show creativity in every way. So what happens? Bhagwan Sri Ganesha is responsible for creativity. Pray to Ganesha as Srishti Ganapati. Om Srishti Ganapate Namaha. Om Srishti Ganapate Namaha. Om Srishti Ganapate Namaha. You don't have to follow all the rules that people are following. That's their rules. You don't have to follow everybody what they're doing. What about creating your own path? Creating your own path. I don't have a problem walking in anybody's footsteps. I have no problems walking in anyone's footsteps. But I have the desire to create my own footprints. I have the desire every day to live and to create my own footprints. That's very important in life to do, to create your own footprints. Creativity sets you apart from everyone else. And Ganesha helps you with that power. Om Srishti Ganapate Namaha. Om Udanda Ganapate Namaha. The next form of Ganapati is Udanda Ganapati. Udanda Ganapati means Ganapati the Unchained. The Unchained. He has 12 arms in this form. The Unchained. Red in color again. The Unchained. What does the Unchained mean? When we talk about chain, we are literally talking about a physical thing, right? Yeah. We're talking about a physical thing. I don't want to get into the animal discussion about what is chained and what is not chained, because that spurs a lot of activities that I don't want to be a part of. But I'll tell you something. A lot of us are chained in life by many things. A lot of us are chained in life by many things. Today, the world is actually chained by an unseen chain. Since December of 2019 up to now, this is August 31st, August 30th, today's date. The world is chained by an unseen chain. Right? We can't do anything about it. We are bound by it. We are enslaved by it. I use that word very strongly. By an unseen enemy called COVID. There's nothing we can do about it. People are actually chained more than animals are. People are walking with the biggest chains of life. Many people are chained down to their jobs. Many people are chained down to people among them, responsibilities. Many people are chained down by stress. Many of us are chained by our lack of creativity of life. We are literally bounded. मेरे पाँव में बेड़ी बनकर पड़ गए ममता माया तू मुझसे कुछ दूर न थे पर beautiful song by Mukesh. प्रभु जी मैं तो आप ही आप बुलाया प्रभु जी मैं तो आप ही आप बुलाया देश विदेश बहुत दिन भटका अपने घर नहीं आया प्रभु जी मैं तो आप ही आप बुलाया प्रभु मैं तो आप ही आप बुलाया I am calling you, I'm searching you, I'm calling you. Desh videsh bahut din batika. I've gone from country to country to search for you. Apne ghar nahi aaye, but you have not come once to my home. Right? This song is saying that we are searching for God country after country, and He's not come to our home. Well, what are we saying? Mere pav mein beri ban kar, Lord, my feet are tied by chains. Our feet is actually physically not tied by chains, right? But our feet are tied by chains. What are those chains? Our limitations. Our limitations. This Ganapati, Udanda Ganapati, when we worship Ganapati in this form, he unchains us. There will be no more bedi, there will be no more chains on your feet, my friends, when you worship Ganapati Bhagwan, Udanda Ganapati. You can actually write down all these names and call them one at a time like this, or you can just go Gam Ganapataye Namaha. But my friends, Ganpati is an amazing energy, amazing deity, son of Shivji. He's not son of anybody else. Shiva Sutta, Parvati Nandan. Mata Parvati is no ordinary force. So whatever chains we have on our hands, on our feet, or that are our limitations, allow Ganpati to remove them from your life. The next form of Ganapati, Rina Mochana Ganapati. Om Rina Mochana Ganapataye Namaha. Om Rina Mochana Ganapataye Namaha. Om Rina Mochana Ganapataye Namaha. Ganapati, the liberator from deaths. In this form, Ganapati is seated on a large lotus. This is a very unique form of Ganapati. He sits on a lotus, the lotus Ganapati. He removes the impediment. He has 4 arms, white in color. His first hand shows the movement of Varda. 3 other hands have elephant goat, nose the bowl of sugared rice. So in this form, he's offered payasam, kheer. He's offered payasam. Please, my Hindu brothers and sisters, listen to something very important today. When you are praying, do not be limited by the fact that if you don't have Rot, Hanumanji wouldn't be happy. Or if you don't have Cain, Shivji wouldn't be happy. Or if you don't Anar Bhagwan Mahadev wouldn't be happy. Or if you don't have Bair Bhagwan Ram wouldn't be happy. Don't be limited by that stuff. Because God didn't set that limitation. He did not set that limitation. I have on many occasions offered kheer to Bhagwan Ganesha. On certain sadhanas, he offered kheer to Bhagwan Ganesha. Rina Mochana Ganapati. And I've said it many times publicly that Ganapati Bhagwan, you can offer kheer to Ganapati. You know, kheer and lotus, you can offer to any deity. Lotus flower, any deity. As a matter of fact, any flower you can have to offer to any deity. God doesn't have style. People have that style. People have this style. Now there are certain limitations. You cannot offer tulsi to Bhagwan Ganapati because he has some issues with tulsi, but you do not offer tulsi to him. But we are the ones who have the style. We are the ones who believe that only red flower can offer to Hanumanji Maharaj, yellow flower to Mother, whatever it is. We have put those limitations. God does not have limitations. Not bounded by a place, not bounded by any book. Not one form. Ganapati, it does not have one form, many. So in this form, Rina Mochana Ganapati, kheer is offered to Ganapati. And in this form, he frees us from the debts of life. Debts mean you can have pitra doshas, you can have debts to your ancestors, you can have material debts, of course, financial debts. You can have debts, carrying burdens in life, all those kind of things. Whatever it is that you consider as a debt, Rina Mochana Ganapati, DEBT, like when you owe someone, Rina Mochana Ganapati, he frees ones from those kinds of debts. And there is the next form called Dhundi Ganapati. Ganapati, the sought after one. The sought after one. In this form, he has the Rudraksha. He has an axe, the pot of jewels. He's red in color as well. Ganapati, the sought after. When you're seeking after something that is divine, this form of Ganapati helps you to achieve that. The next one is Dvimukha Ganapati. This is the one where Dvimukh means two-face. He has literally two-face, one elephant trunk this way, one trunk this way. Dvimukh Ganapati, the two-faced Ganapati. He holds in his hands his own tusk, a nose, a hook, and a pot full of gems. His body complexion is greenish blue, and he is of course wearing a red colored robe. A gem-studded crown embellishes his head. So Dvimukha Ganapati, the one face, of course, that we took birth with, but the other face that we have attained. In this life, when somebody tells you you're two-faced, that's a very bad thing, right? When they tell you you have two-faced, it means you're very bad. It means you're saying one thing, but you mean another thing. It means that, you're telling them one thing, and of course, you're one face in front of them, and there's another face behind. I think you know more about that stuff. I don't have to be too explicit about that. But Dvimukha Ganapati, the two-faced Ganapati, why did he have these two faces, right? These two faces, he took birth with one, right? I've always told you that we did not choose this face. The face that you're carrying right now, the nose that you're carrying right now, the mouth, the whole thing, you didn't choose that. You didn't go and say, Prabhu, make me like this. You didn't choose your face, but you can choose how you express that face. You didn't choose your face, but you can choose how you express that face. And Dvimukha Ganapati, the two-faced Ganapati, tells us that we were born with one face, right? We were born with this. But we can express it in a very unique, very different way. Regardless of what you came with in life, what you have earned or what God has given you, depending on how you look at it. Depending on how you look at it, you can choose to express it in a very divine way. When we say Om Dvimukha Ganapate Namah, Om Dvimukha Ganapate Namah, Om Dvimukha Ganapate Namah, the Lord, my friends, helps us to make a positive expression of the face that we carry. Then there is also the three-faced Ganapati. Om Trimukha Ganapate Namaha. He has three faces. In this form, he has 6 arms. He carries in 2 of his right hands the very sharp elephant goad, the Rudraksh rosary, and holding another hand in boon, bestowing Varada, of course. He carries in 2 of his left hands a noose and an urn full of celestial nectar, Amruta, and is holding another hand, a gesture of bestowing fearlessness, Abhaya. He's seated on a shining golden throne with lotus in the center. He has 3 eyes, elephantine face, effulgent like the flame of forest flower. He's red in color here, the three-faced Ganapati. This is the Ganapati, of course, that retires or allows us to take care or to suppress the 3 gunas, to allow us to be beyond our gunas. Our gunas means our behavior. Our gunas mean our quality, satogun, rajogun, tamogun. The good quality, the mix of good and bad, and the bad quality. This, there was one sage by the name of Atri. Atri means one who's beyond the 3 gunas, the 3 faces. And his name was Atri because he's beyond Satogun, Rajogun, and Tamogun. When we are beyond the little things of life, when we are beyond 3 means past, present, future. We are beyond time. What has passed. Remember that there was a saying that I was given by a guru. What was that? Whatever has entered your life, accept it with grace. And whatever has left you, let it go gracefully as well. Because if we are trying to push away what is coming in our life, we'll have this pushing action all the time. Push. And if we're just resisting action, and whatever is trying to leave us, if we're trying to pull it back like this, pull, we'll be in a pulling action. Well, what is this? This is not good. This is not good. Push, pull. No. Let us understand that accept whatever has come and let go whatever has gone. Time, past, present, and future. That is the three phase, the Trimukha, Triguna. It talks about the three qualities, right? One who worships Ganesha in this form sees, my friends, and enjoy this moment. Then there is Simha Ganapati Namaha. Om Simha Ganapate Nama, Om Simha Ganapate Nama, Om Simha Ganapate Nama, Om Simha Ganapate Namaha. The Lion Ganapati. The Lion Ganapati. He has 8 arms. He's white in color. He's holding in his right hand the Veena, the creeper of motive, and a whole bunch of things that he always holds. The Vardhi's hands are open, the Varda hands, and he's giving boons. This one here is the fearless Ganapati. Singha Ganapati sits on the lion, which means he's conquered. We laugh him now that he sits on a rat. Well, I'm happy to tell you that Bhagwan Ganapati also can sit on a lion. With intelligence, with good thinking, and with smarts, you can sit on a rat, you can ride a lion, you can ride a bicycle, you can ride a motorbike. You're not limited to what your vehicle is in life. You're not limited to whatever your vehicle is in life. This is called Simha Ganapati, the Ganapati where he sits on the lion. And the last 3 forms of Ganapati. The last 3 forms. 28 we've talked about, 29 forms we've talked about, the 30th form of Ganapati. Yoga Ganapati. Om Yoga Ganapate Namaha. Om Yoga Ganapate Namaha. Om Yoga Ganapate Namaha. Yoga Ganapati means Ganapati, the ascetic. Ganapati Bhagwan is the ascetic. And in this form, he's red in color as well. You check how many forms he's red in already. Right? Very red, auspicious color to Ganesha. He's red in color. His legs are surrounded with yoga pata, the meditation girdle. He's engrossed in yoga and is trapped in a yogic posture. Bhagwan Ganesha, yogic posture. Yoga mudra. Whenever you're doing meditation, please don't put your hands all over the place on the ground. And there are some mudras. Mudras means forms. These hands here, you can actually use them to trigger certain elements, to trigger certain activities and behaviors, to trigger certain feelings. These are called mudras. When you can actually put them in a certain way, use them in a certain way, they are called the mudras. And obviously this is too much for me to tell you now, but these are mudras. When the fingers are intertwined in a certain way, and they're put, for example, like this, or like this, or like this. When you squeeze them together and make certain movements, they have an impact on you. This is an antenna. This here is an antenna. If you stand up like this and say, let me Shantakaram Bhujagishainam Padmanabham Suresham Vishwadharam Gagana Sadrisham Meghavarnam Shubhangam Lakshmi Kantam Kamalanayanam Yogi Virdhyana Ganyam Bande Vishnu Bhavayharam Sarvalokaikanadham. What is that? You know how you're going to feel if you do that, right? You know how you're going to feel if you do that. Well, this here is like you're closing yourself up. You're praying, but you're closing yourself up. Posture is very important in prayers. Posture is very important. If you do this, you're closing yourself up. If you're ever in a meeting, or if you're ever talking to somebody and they fold their hands like this and they're talking to you, it means they are not ready to open up. These are very simple things. I don't have to teach you this. It means they're not ready to open up. It means they're not ready to embrace you, not physically, your ideas. It means they are stuck in their ways. It means that they are, and this is not even being judgmental. It means they're not open to your ideas, even open to your discussion. But the minute they start to free up themselves and start to, express certain ways, they're opening themselves up like this. Right? Mudras are very important. In this form, he's Yoga Ganapati. So when you're practicing Yoga Ganapati, in this posture, he's practicing yoga, meditation in some way. Right? Yoga means union. We've talked about that. So some of the important mudras is Yoga Mudra, is putting the thumb and the index finger together at the tip, not like this, not like this. See? No, yes, no, yes. The tip of the fingers has to meet, and the 3 fingers have to be straight like this. This is a mudra. This is an antenna. Antennas are closed, no reception. Antennas are opened, there is reception. Ganapati sits like this in this mudra, in this form. And he is the meditative, the ascetic Ganapati. Right? If ever you want to sit by yourself on a chair, even like I'm sitting here, or sitting flat on the floor with your back straight, what happens? You must get your hands like this, place it on your knees, or place it beside you. You're opening up the antennas to the channels or the frequencies of the world, like this, right? Or you can just have them like this, loosen as well. If you're a long time, if you're doing like an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4, 10 hours meditation and sing, and you're conscious at a certain time and it's hard, you can just loosen them like this, but facing upward, never down. Antennas down, no reception. Antennas up, reception. Where you press them on your knees, or even beside you. No, beside you like this. Or you can put your hands like this as well. Just here, you can let the thumb, right hand into left, and you can put it in front of your stomach like this. That's a mudra as well. I'm not talking about mudras today, please. It's a long discussion. But you're creative, with mudras. Before there was speech, before language came into this world, we had sign language. Sign language. For example, the shank. You can actually make a shank with your hand. You can actually, I don't know if you can see it from here, but you can't see it from here. You can actually make a shank with your hand. So instead of blowing a shank, you can offer the Lord a shank mudra. In order to offer a petal, you can offer a petal mudra. You can hold your hands in a certain way, like a lotus, and you can pushpam samarpayami, right? Pushpam samarpayami. There's a snake mudra as well. The kids do it better than me. Snake mudra, where you show the Lord a snake, Shivji a snake. Right? Before language came, we had sign language. Just like today, they have sign language in which they do all these things. Well, we had sign language. We have sign language. We are the originator of sign language, my friends. Avahayami, asanam samarpayami, padhayo padhayami. We can do all of that with our hands, without milk and water and without flowers. We can do all of that, right? Yoga Ganapati, the one who's meditating, and he's in yoga. The next form, 31st form, Durga Ganapati. Om Durga Ganapataye Namaha, Durga Ganapataye Namaha, Durga Ganapataye Namaha. Durga means, or Durgam means a prison. Durga Ganapati is the one who frees you from the prisons of life. He frees you from the prisons of life. And freedom comes in so many ways. Freedom, maybe you're not in jail, but you're living in a prison. Your job may be a prison. Your home may be a prison. Your relationship may be a prison. Place where you dwell may be a prison. Prison is not necessarily when you get locked up. Of course, that's ultimate prison in this life. But there are some happy prisoners. They have Roti Kaprar Makan. Anybody seen a movie? Roti Kaprar Makan. Roti Kaprar Makan means the 3 vital things that keep you alive. Roti, kapra, which means clothing, makan means shelter. Those men and women in the prisons, they have roti, kapra, makan free. So they're happy, most of them. But freedom is far beyond that. Freedom is when you are existing. But when you're chained, my friends, when you're chained, that's no freedom. Freedom is when you lack anything. You see somebody's progressing, I'm happy. So happy for you. God bless you. Freedom is when you have embraced life and you have discarded what comes with life. That is freedom. So Durga Ganapate Nama, Om Durga Ganapate Nama, Durga Ganapate Nama, Durga Ganapate Nama. He comes in the golden color here. And many of the weapons he possesses, in this form he possesses an arrow and bow, by the way. And the final form of Sri Ganapati among the 32. The last one is called Sankatahar Ganapati. Sankat Ahar Ganapati. Sankat means troubles. Sankat Mochan Hanumanashtakam. Sankat means troubles. In this form, he destroys troubles from our life. Troubles. What is troubling you? Something has to be troubling you. And I know something is troubling you. So whatever it is that's troubling you, I pray that Sankat Har Ganapati, Sankatahar Ganapati, Om Sankatahar Ganapate Nama, Om Sankatahar Ganapate Nama, Om Sankatahar Ganapate Nama. I pray that Bhagwan Sri Ganesha dispel that trouble, free your mind of that trouble that is holding you back. Trouble come in many ways, and whatever it is that troubles us in life, we can have a force or a presence of God that frees us from that trouble. So that is the form of Ganapati that frees us. Sankatahara Ganapati. Now, that's the 32 forms of Ganapati Bhagwan. The 32 forms of Ganapati Bhagwan. And I think it is very important. It's very informative, these videos. They're all going to be available on YouTube, these videos. And they're already posted on this Facebook page as well. Bhavani Shankar Mandir Facebook page. You can share them for knowledge purposes. I've kept these sessions very light, not music. The kids will come and of course they will do their opening music with me, tabla and harmonium and so on. They'll go away and I'm talking to you. So I want you to share this knowledge. Share this knowledge and ask others to practice these forms. What I will do, I will type all these names, like each name. I'll put it on Facebook, the 32 names of Ganesha. What you can do is you can print them, copy them, whatever you do, and you can use them for your sadhana. So when you are doing your puja, you can call each name. Or if you don't want to do that, even you can just do Om Gam Ganapate Nama, Om Gam Ganapate Nama, or choose one name and call it how many times you want. It is best to identify one of these names and call them. And focus on that energy. Om Gam Ganapate Nama, Om Bala Ganapate Nama, Om Taruna Ganapate Nama, Om Bhakti Ganapate Nama, Om Veer Ganapate Nama, Om Shakti Ganapate Nama, whichever one it is. But what the message I want to bring to you is that Ganapati Bhagwan is just not the Modak Priya that the world teaches you about. He's beyond that. He's not the one who just eats laddu and has a big stomach and rides on a rat. And many people think of him as a lazy body and a sluggish mind. Oh no. Ganpati Bhagwan has so many powers. Ganpati Bhagwan, so many meanings in our life. Ganpati Bhagwan, of course, has that ability to transform us from a divine being to the ultimate performance being. So I hope and pray that Bhagwan Ganesha always take care of you. And this concludes our 4-hour series of discussion of Charcha on Bhagwan Ganapati. I hope and pray that all of you will stay positive, stay happy, and of course let Ganpati Bhagwan be in your life at all times.